Old employer laid me off. Now they're threatening to sue my new job for theft of talent. This is just so fucking funny to me. I was working as a systems engineer, one of only 3 on my team. A year and a half ago, I was suddenly laid off, along with one of the other engineers on my team. She and I both worked on the same necessary to function system, and no one else at the company knew how to maintain it. So I knew when they pulled us both off the project that they were fucking around and would soon be finding out. I quickly found a new job which I worked for 6 months before a better offer came along. I moved to this new place and referred my old teammate for another open position there. So we're working together again but in new roles and on a different system. Since then a few other people from my old company have also switched over to this one, but on different teams and different projects from mine. Well, apparently the old job finally noticed where all their terminated employees went because now they're threatening to sue the new place for theft of talent. Not sure how they think that would work when they terminated us. Guess they've reached the found out stage at last. Those termination emails are going to come out in discovery. This is all just hot air. I'm sure someone kept the layoff email. Just send them a copy. You can steal talent from a company that obviously doesn't value it. So the corp says the talent going elsewhere hurt their finances, and it would have been better for their finances to try to retain, not eliminate, the talent? Cell phone. This is probably not about you. This is likely just one company trying to slow down or hinder a competitor. Theft? Are you guys property? Companies don't own employees' talent, and therefore, they can't be stolen. Core are such whiny little bitches. Employee 1. Yeah, they are a great company to work for. Better conditions, better pay, and value their employees. Employee 2. Cool. Thanks for letting me know. I'll send my CV. Boss, let's sue them for theft of talent. There is no way that my employees wouldn't be groveling at my feet after I fired them. That's adorable. Are they threatening to sue your current employer? Or threatening that they're going to sue your current employer to you? Either way, mention that your notice of termination means that no talent was stolen. But they can take it to court if they want. But to remember that the notice of termination makes their case look frivolous. Edit. Tell them any further communication will be through your lawyer. And shut up. Theft of talent is the literal fucking heart and soul of capitalism. Good luck in court, assholes. So they fucked around and found out. Now they are bitter, with a bad lawyer. NAL. But theft of talent isn't a thing. If the employees had signed a non-compete clause, then perhaps there is a breach of contract. But recently they're notoriously hard to enforce. If they haven't or were involuntarily laid off, then the first company hasn't got a leg to stand on. This is some exec bleeding hot air. Wait, is theft of talent a real thing in your country? Insane to me, Dutch. I had some recent ethics training at work about collusion. The scenario was a vendor was complaining about the company hiring away his key people who were working on a product for them. The argument is when a contract is in place to not hire key people, the company can be bound by that contract. That kind of sucks. But you certainly can't stop employees of a company where there's no working relationship with the new employer from applying for a job and getting it. They laid you off. They threw your talent in the street with a direct sign saying I don't want this anymore and someone took it. They have literally no case if the other people's situation is like yours. The entitlement these fucking people feel over other fucking people is incredible to me. Please let this come to court. I want to see the results. The boss of your former employer is under the impression that they have control over their employees' lives, that they can somehow force people to come back and work for them. I'm really curious as to how they'd follow up on this threat. If all of these people left voluntarily, how could it be considered theft? Happened to me. Was threatened to get sued by previous employer. They sent me a cease and desist, saying I was in fact the reason my colleagues all left. I laughed as new employer's HR got involved and practically handled all the paperwork for me. What? But I fired them. They can never work anywhere ever again, right? I had a similar thing happen 7 years ago. Nothing ever came of it other than they had to give promotions and raises to those left behind so that they wouldn't leave. Nini na na nunoano. The phrase theft of talent is manifestly offensive. Theft occurs when something is taken from you. If you've already left it at the curb, then nobody who picks it up is a thief. And theft of talent? This was outlawed by the 13th Amendment. Even a contact doesn't keep you in place subject to employer whim, whether you're a top exec or somebody sweeping the office. Nobody owns anybody. Love it when owners have no idea how each department works and start firing them. They just punch in numbers into computer. We don't need them. Fire those accountants. This isn't a thing. Even in the case of direct poaching of employees, this isn't illegal in most areas. You don't own your employees, and suggesting you do is not a good look. A law was passed in Canada this year to prevent employers from engaging in practices that restrict mobility, no poaching agreements, and other tactics that result in price fixing of wages. If an employer breaks that law, they can actually be given prison sentences up to 14 years and face heavy fines, no cap on the fines. You're probably as the US. But even so, I don't think this can actually go anywhere. They're threatening to sue my new job for theft of talent. That's odd, since that's not a legal reason for a lawsuit. Are they also threatening to sue you for being a big meanie po'opo'o head? I worked in U.S. trial courts daily for 6 years and have yet to come across a theft of talent case. No idea what it means. Barring any actual breach, OP should be excited for this to go nowhere. Especially if you're in an at-will state. Cheers. In my experience, people who know what they are doing and are actually planning to sue don't fuck around with empty threats. They move in silence through their attorney and serve you paperwork. If there aren't any non-competition agreements, they can just go pound sand. In most cases, even when there are non-competition agreements, they aren't enforceable unless they gave you an accompanying bonus. I hope the judge explains to them how labor works in court. Also, at will employment. Maybe next time they'll understand what a contract is. Sounds like you used to work for Elon Musk. So what is the old company after? Do they want the new company to fire you guys? Do they want monetary compensation? Do they want to ban the new company from utilizing certain technologies? It makes no sense, man. Theft of talent? What are you, slaves? I am disappointed that I can believe their claim would stand up in court for even a second if they paid the judge lime he was Clarence Thomas. Theft of which talent? The ones who left or the ones that were let go? If it's the latter, they likely have zero case for it. Weird, my friend is going through the same thing. Employer sued him when he found a better opportunity. Sounds like a slander defamation lawsuit to me. They can go screw off. It's not theft of talent if they are laying off people. People will get new jobs, and if it happens to be at a competitor, then whatever, they can't stop people from accepting jobs. Most of the times these are larger companies that know simply threatening smaller companies will scare them into not hiring people that worked for the first company. Either way, they can go screw themselves.